Alright, what is up, fellow Air and Space geeks? Mick here from ECG Air and Space with another video on Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, which disappeared about 5 days ago. Not a whole lot of new information, just mainly some conflicting information as of right now. What they are talking about, and this is from a senior official in the Malaysian Air Force, but he's staying anonymous because he's not authorized to speak about it. He is giving a different story, excuse me, than the Malaysian Air Force is giving out publicly. Malaysian Air Force is saying, lost contact somewhere around here, about 40 minutes into the flight. Now, this gentleman from the Malaysian Air Force, who's speaking anonymously, so the plane made a turn somewhere around here and continued on for another hour and 10 minutes until it vanished somewhere in here in the Malacca Straight. Can't be verified, but I'm going to go on with this as, as what happened. We can try to talk about what may have happened. I mean, it's still really early. They still haven't found a bit of wreckage yet. And the longer it takes, the more the wreckage will drift, and I don't know what the currents are in that region, so I wouldn't know which direction they would go, but it's just going to get more difficult as the days go on, and we still are not finding anything. But, the first thing really, it definitely wasn't a catastrophic disintegration, especially if it continued on a path where it turned basically around here, then headed over the Malacca Straight before it disappeared off radar. Personally, I personally see two things. Now, I'm not an expert. I do have a lot of knowledge on aviation just because it's a hobby of mine. But this is from a non-professional viewpoint. This is just my own personal views. Two possibilities, if this is actually what happened. I think it's probably the only two that could happen. But I could be wrong. It could be something completely different. But these are my two theories on what happened. Theory number one, a possible attempted hijacking, and they were trying to get the aircraft to go somewhere else. Where? Don't know. Number two, there was a mechanical issue, lost all power, which really doesn't make sense because the 777 is equipped with an RAT, which is like a little propeller that will pop out of the bottom of the aircraft in case there's any electrical issues, and that will continue to spin, or that will spin and generate electricity in case the APU, and the generation of the engine, just basically they lose everything. There was an Airbus that ran out of fuel, and the RAT provided them with some basic cockpit instruments and stuff so they could land probably 10-15 years ago. But it would have to be one hell of a mechanical issue to cause all the power and radios to go out. Possibly, maybe an onboard fire could do it. Maybe. If it was a mechanical issue, I think onboard fire would do it as well, especially due to the fact that they didn't really return the same direction they came. They came up here, turned, and cut this way. Now, like I said, I feel it's either a hijacking possibility or some sort of very critical issue with the aircraft, and the pilots were very concerned about just keeping the aircraft in the air. But then again, that's a pretty straight shot there, so it's hard to say either way. This is just my unprofessional view. This is just from an aviation hobbyist, and I could be completely wrong, but this is just kind of what I feel the only two things that could have been the issue with the aircraft. So, and feel free to comment on this video if you think I'm completely wrong, off base. Feel free to say something. I'd appreciate it. I'd like to learn more about this situation as much as the rest of you guys do. So, but hey, hope you guys have a great night.